Brexit, French nationalisation, citizenship, these are the key words on everybody's lips this week with the triggering of Article 50 by Theresa May. It doesn't matter whether you're English, really, the fact it's a historical moment in the making, and we all have an opinion on it, whether it's good or bad. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Tracy Leonetti and I'm a paperwork expert here in France. And of course, as a paperwork expert, I do have my opinion on the Brexit, but from a paperwork perspective, not from a political perspective. So yes, it's a huge thing, and today I wanted to have a little look at the process itself. And I've spent the week looking and talking and getting feedback from a lot of people in France to find out really what they feel about citizenship. Again, this is about paperwork, not about your political opinions. The three key questions that I get on a daily basis about the citizenship process is how long it takes, what documents do you need, and how do you submit it? Of course, these are the three key questions. And I've spoken in the past about the disparity between different prefectures on driving license exchanges, on car registrations. And this is even more absolutely present when you're looking at the citizenship process. And this week I've really wanted to try and get more inputs from everybody all over France. A big thank you to the Libif Facebook page, because a lot of people gave me some very valid input. My customers and just people in general I speak to every day, I ask the same question: how long has it taken you? What documents and how to submit? After 25 years of living in France, I've kind of got a good opinion. So hi to anybody who's out there watching live, just say a little hi, and I will also post this to Facebook afterwards. And if you do have any questions on the process itself, feel free to post them afterwards and I will come back to you. So yeah, this week I've had lots of feedback and how long it takes. Now, obviously from the Nice prefecture, I can tell you, you're talking 18 months to 2 years. Their process has been it was very quick to start with last year. This year it's got slower, and the reason that is they've had lots and lots of submissions. So whereas before you could call them and get them on the phone very quickly, obviously I call them quite often, now it's getting more and more complicated. In fact, I now send somebody into the prefecture rather than calling them. So Nice is getting worse, but you're talking 18 months to 2 years. Certainly some of the worst case scenarios that are in the Lyon and the Haute-Savoie, they are dealt with by an association, and the problem with associations is you don't get to see the prefecture directly until you have your interview. So they have got a very bad feedback because you have to deal with an association who do the vetting of your file, which is good in one way because they look at your file and send it, much like I do for my customers. But the problem is they have a very bad service reputation and they don't speak nicely to people, which I do. So you know, they look at the file and send it off, and they don't get direct feedback from the prefecture. So that is difficult. In the defence of some of these associations, prefectures can change what they want when they want. So they are really at the mercy of the government for that. The best feedback, I'm happy to say, is Nancy. The Nancy prefecture, really, Alexandra, she got her naturalisation file from submission through to getting her French nationalisation in 6 months. That is a record even for me. I mean, 6 months, that is amazing. So I think we'll all be moving to Nancy very shortly. La Rochelle as well is extremely well reputed for getting your file through quickly. On the lower end, again, we've had some strange feedback from the Marseille, which was a little bit longer, 18 months, 12 months to 18 months, which for me is a kind of average, 12 to 18 months. And Limoges is very helpful and very friendly. Val-de-Marne have dealt with directly, and the good thing about the Val-de-Marne one in Paris is that you can actually do a pre-email submission. So they will half validate your file through email and then you go for your interview. So the length, I would say on average, you're talking about a year, an average. Obviously in the northern parts of France you seem to get a little bit less time, and in the southern it's a bit longer. What documents do you need? Again, the disparity. Some people have just literally taken the information on the service website, service public website, and sent it off. it rarely happens well that way, because each prefecture has their own list, and therefore I would advise you definitely to speak to your prefecture or go to the prefecture, local prefecture website, and just double check, not necessarily just the service public website, because it can differ. And like I say, the disparity between prefectures, how they deal with files, is different, so you do need to check with them. And the submission, again, like in Nice, it's a paperwork submission, so you have to send everything by post. And for the majority of France so far that I have found, it's paperwork submission. The only one I found so far is Val-de-Marne by email. So if anybody has any inputs on that, I would be extremely interested to hear from you, because I'd like to find where the ones we can do by email. So that is kind of a quick overview of the different prefectures and how they deal with it. The ones that are the most complicated: Lyon, Haute-Savoie, the best, Nancy, La Rochelle. Nice, I would say, were pretty good. The problem we're having right now, of course, is the quantity of applications that have been sent. A lot of people since June last year have started applying, and therefore now they're getting a bit saturated. Nice, definitely. The feedback is it's like they've just got them overloaded. So whereas before we would get the file accepted within 2 to 3 weeks, it's more 4 to 5 weeks before we get the récépissé. So do, if you are going to deal with your file, start getting on with it now, because now Article 50 has been triggered. I think there's going to be a little more applications, and I would imagine at some stage, you know, there's going to be a stop somewhere. And I don't have any feedback on how many applications in France we can have, or by department. I really wish I had that, and if I do get that, I will let you know. But my advice for right now is, if you're thinking of doing citizenship, start doing it now. Try not to wait too much longer, because I think with the Article 50 being triggered, there's a 2-year process for negotiations, and it takes 2 years, possibly 18 months to 2 years, to get your citizenship. So now is a good time to start. Those people are maybe thinking to wait till later to see what happens. Maybe you could do that. But as we all know, paperwork in France is complicated. The 2-year negotiations is about putting the things in place. The operational side and the practical side of paperwork afterwards will take much, much longer. So from the decisions made at high level down to the bottom level, I think we're looking many more years from that. So anyway, I hope you found that a little bit useful, finding out a little bit more about how it's worked in France. For those local people who know me here in Nice, do get on with your process now. Don't wait too long if that's the way you want to go. And leave any comments you have. I would be very happy to help you with any of your questions. It's a project for everybody that is long, but it's really, really, really important to get on with it now. Anyway, so that's it from Tracy Leonetti here in the south of France with the beautiful weather. I wish you all a wonderful weekend wherever you are, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.